I've just decided to do something different. I've got plenty of time to tell you what's in this bill, which I'm going to do. I just want to put it off for a couple of minutes because I've got a golden opportunity here. There are, millions of new people listening to this program, first time ever, some cases first time in a long time. I'm going to take the occasion here of the new expansive listenership to illustrate how the Democrats do not change in how they oppose things they don't like. I want to demonstrate how they lie. I want to demonstrate how their playbook doesn't change. I want to show you how they go about it. The reason for I just saw Pelosi. Just saw a tape of Pelosi on CNN claiming that Republicans want to take health care away from people. And this is simply a rerun of many pages in their playbook. This is not what the Republicans are going to do, obviously, but this is how the Democrats play it. So we're going to start here with a series of sound bites to illustrate this, then and now. Up first is Poppy Harlow on CNN this morning, and she is speaking about the Republican replacement health care bill. And April Ryan of the Urban Radio Network is also on set.
Now, if this makes it through, this is on Republicans' watch, right? Every sick kid is on Republicans' watch. What is the political risk for them?
Every sick kid is on. This is an anchorette at CNN. This is not even a Democrat. Oh, sorry. Of course he's a Democrat. This is the media. Every sick kid is on Republicans. Why? Was every sick kid on the Democrats' watch or on No, there weren't going to be any sick kids with Obamacare. Nobody was ever going to get sick and nobody was ever going to die, and everybody was going to be taken care of cradle to grave. It was the most wonderful, beautiful thing. Now, every sick kid on the Republican watch. Not every sick adult. Not every sick woman. Not every sick man. Every sick kid. It's the Republicans' fault. Here's a montage. Democrats going back to the same old playbook. We have Cory Booker, Anthony Brown, Jim McGovern, Joaquin Castro, Sheila Jackson Lee, Nancy Pelosi, all claiming Republicans will kill people with this health care bill.
This will cost American lives if it ever becomes law. This will mean death, pain, and suffering to people's families.
It's a life and death proposition. This bill will be devastating to the people of this country, force even more people to lose their health care.
Allowing foster care children to sleep in state offices. Allowing sex trafficking and human trafficking victims to go to jail because there's nowhere else to put them.
What? The Trump cares mother of all bombs of health care dropped on the American people.
It isn't just wrong, it's inhumane.
They are threatening devastation in the lives of America's families. This is deadly. This is deadly.
Stop and think, folks, stop and think of what you're hearing here. What is this Joaquin Castro who said allowing foster care children to sleep in state offices, allowing sex trafficking and human trafficking victims to go to jail because there's nowhere else to put them? This is what the Republican health care reform bill is going to do? Sheila Jackson Lee, it's the mother of all bombs dropped on the American people. Pelosi, this is deadly. This is deadly. For those of you new to the program, this is what the Democrats always do. This is who they've always been. Let's go back to 1995. 1995 is eons ago, right? 22 years ago, something like that. The budget battle of 1995, the Democrats claimed that Republicans wanted to kill children, starve children, and old people.
Why do the Republicans want to take apples and milk away from 6-year-olds?
Starving children is not the solution.
The Republicans are taking food out of the mouths of millions of needy children.
It's cruel to kids.
Stop declaring war on our kids.
War on their children.
War on their children.
I also would like to speak to a moment about the mean-spiritedness I'm hearing about on the floor today.
But how can they be so mean-spirited?
These cuts are mean-spirited.
The mean-spirited Republicans.
It is mean-spirited. It is vicious.
These draconian, mean-spirited, and immoral cuts in funding.
We're seeing draconian cuts.
Once again, they're playing Robin Hood in reverse, taking from the poor to give to the rich.
We're going to let the kids go hungry again.
They're coming for our children. They're coming for the poor. They're coming for the sick, the elderly, and the disabled.
And that's our old buddy John Lewis from Selma, who was beat upside the head by Democrats. It turned a water hose on him and the dogs, Bull Connor and the boys. But it's the Republicans, the starved kids. It's Robin Hood in reverse. These are mean-spirited cuts. It's cruel to the kids. We're taking food out of the mouths of millions of children. And there weren't any cuts, folks. There were zero cuts. Do you think the budget ever gets smaller? The Republicans are trying to get reductions in the rate of growth, but there were no cuts. And I just want those of you new to the program to hear exactly who the Democrats are. This is how they resort to any Republican legislation. Kill people, starve people, war on kids, the mother of all bombs. They're coming for our children. They're coming for the old folks. They're coming for the sick. They're coming for the healthy. They're coming for all of this stuff. It never, ever changes. Up next was this morning in Washington on Capitol Hill. Pelosi held her weekly press briefing. You just heard, by the way, in this soundbite, it was Albert Wynn, who at the time was a member of Congress from Maryland. He's a Democrat. It was Albert Wynn who said, once again, they're playing Robin Hood in reverse. That's 1995. Here's Pelosi this morning.
They're terrified of the facts of what that CBO report would say. They're afraid of the truth of what it means to American people, and people are understanding what this means to them. They were afraid that American people will realize that they're destroying health care just because they're going to have a tax break to the high end. The biggest transfer of wealth, one of the biggest transfers of wealth in our history, Robin Hood in reverse.
Same playbook, same page from the playbook, same claim. Republican health care now is just a tax scheme to rob the poor and give the money to the rich. That's how the rich got money. They stole it from the poor. I've never understood the math on that, how you take money from the poor and get rich, but that's what the Democrats claim. Robin Hood in reverse. We have another flashback, a montage, 1995 and 2012. Albert Wynn, Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz, Clarence Page, David Callahan, Charles Blow, Vice President Al Gore. Listen to this.
Once again, they're playing Robin Hood in reverse, taking from the poor to give to the rich.
Really, it's like reverse Robin Hoodism. It's really shocking.
Reverse Robin Hood. This is Reaganomics on steroids.
Robin Hood in reverse.
You cannot play Robin Hood in reverse.
It's Robin Hood in reverse. Take from the kids, take from education, take from protecting our water.
It's like Robin Hood in reverse.
That's right. That's Obama. It's like Robin Hood in reverse. It's Al Gore there, Robin Hood in reverse, protecting our water. 1995. 2017, Robin Hood in reverse. Same exact, meaningless, lying sack of excrement BS from the Democrats and the media. Nothing changes. Now, back in 1995, the Republicans were scared to death that this stuff was all working, and so this stuff from 1995 is why, to this day, and I say this to both you veteran listeners and you new ones, this stuff, these sound bites represent the school lunch cuts, starving kids. That is what Republicans remember when the Democrats start throwing around government shutdown. That kind of chatter from the Democrats is what the Republicans are afraid of. They don't want to hear it, which is why they make modifications in legislation. And yet, look, no matter what the Republicans do, the Democrats still say the same stuff. It doesn't matter what the Republican legislation actually contains. It doesn't matter what the details are. Just because it's the Republicans, the Democrats say people are going to die, people are going to get sick, the kids are going to get starved. And many of us are fed up with this working. We're fed up with the Republicans caving to it. We're fed up with this kind of literal insanity being effective. It ought to be laughed out of the arena.